So we got social media ablaze. You've got all over the cable networks. What did they know? When did they know it? Going harkening back to Richard Nixon, right? Way back in the day with Joe Biden in the Joe Biden story and cover up, and now cancer. And I'm going to try to get my arms around this because we're in this grand search right now. Who was responsible? Who's responsible for this? Who was behind the Autopen? One thing after another. And come to the conclusion that we're the ones responsible. Yeah, collectively, we the people of the United States. You get the government you deserve. You get the government you deserve. We've allowed Washington, D.C. To turn into some sort of half-ass Game of Thrones. It's like they redid Game of Thrones and they try to make it like the Housewives of New Jersey and Miami, whatever it may be. And it's like Game of Thrones DC. This is great for business. This is great for the cable networks. This is great for all of the influencers on social media. You got to get the people going. Why are we responsible? Well, again, watch these things. How Joe Scarborough still has a television show is still, I'm still trying to get my arms around that at this point in time. If you actually think about how ridiculous that is. Jake Tapper. Not only is Jake Tapper making millions of dollars working at CNN, Jake Tapper is going to make millions of dollars on his book. Jake Tapper's got a PR firm working for him right now. If you watch him in some of the interviews he does, this is his pre-programmed line that he was basically told to say. Looking back, I have humility about my coverage. Looking back, I have humility about my coverage. How is it that we here at the WatchDog on Wall Street show and Markowski Investments, how is it that we knew? We knew when he was running against Trump the first time. They knew. They didn't want him to be interviewed. They kept him in a basement the entire time. And again, might have been a different outcome maybe if Donald Trump didn't blow the debate so brutally against him in the first time. I'll take that and I'll put that aside. Watching someone, basically right before our very eyes, the president of the United States, diminished capacities, looked like at many points in time, looked like somebody that had Parkinson's, will kind of just freeze. And we on this program, we expressed compassion for the situation and for him. And we called out his wife here on this program. How are you allowing this to happen? How are you allowing your husband to go on like this? Media, okay, fine. They make fun of it on Fox, but again, the way that we have it now, a two-team system where you're either on the red team, the blue team, you're either a donkey or an elephant, and you have to be in one of those camps. And if you're not one of those camps, kind of like me, just like I'm in the honesty camp. I'm in the truth camp. I'm not in the bullshit propaganda camp that everyone likes to flow into at this point in time. If we had actual people that tried to do their job, to honestly do their job. And what I mean by that is that you need to be an equal opportunity basher. Were the folks at Fox 110% right about Biden at the time? Absolutely. But when things are flipped and your guy is in the position of power, you also have to be critical of what's going on as well. And if you're not, then you just don't have any credibility. This is, again, why we have this system, why our system is so damaged, why we don't know in this supposed democracy. We're going to save democracy. We're going to save saving democracy, republic, all of this nonsense. We don't know. We don't know who was running the country when Joe Biden was the president. We have no idea. Think about that. And also think about the fact that we go around and lecturing other countries around the globe about democracy and being like the United States. What do you think? You think they're stupid? You think they couldn't see this as well? You don't think that all these countries around the globe have intelligence services too? At some point in time, people, you have to you have to take off your red hat. You have to take off your blue hat. You have to get off the team nonsense and get on the right team. The right team is, again, I'm for the United States. I'm for doing the right thing. I am for the truth. I am for the truth, even if, it hurts my leanings, my side, whatever it may be. I left the Republican Party about midway through Bush's second term, I just, had enough of the BS, had enough of being lied to, being told, a myriad of different things, so like fiscal sanity, all this nonsense. I left. Again, I wisened up, I guess. Like, how could I be a member of a party that's just going to lie to me, said that they're going to do all of these things, not do them? Other party comes in, you're going to yell at the other party for not doing the things that they said that they were going to do. And again, what's the logic and reason about it? This is where we get the situation where we're at right now. You're all over social media, people attacking guys like Rand Paul and Thomas Massey because they're against the big, beautiful bill. Oh, they're for fiscal sanity. The one thing I ask all the time, I said, don't you want to leave your kids, your grandkids, a country, a better country than it was when you got here? I remember that. I wasn't in the Boy Scouts very long, but I remember you go to any campsite, you're out in the woods, you're in nature, you leave that campsite, that spot cleaner and better than it was when you got there. Always. I have to do that when I bartended. Okay. Every bottle wiped down, every spot clean. I'm leaving my shift. That bar is going to be in better shape. It's going to be cleaner than it was when I got there. It's going to be spotless. No, that's not who we have in this country right now. I'm on this team. I'm on that team. And this is how we end up with presidents that are not there. That's how we end up with presidents that are not there. Because again, it's about that. It's about enhancing my position. You got to understand these people in the media. You watch them. Why? I don't know. Okay, I don't care. I'm upfront and honest with you. I'll be quite frank about the situation. The only really good actual business it's not just business, but they do politics as well. I see Squawk Box on CNBC. Hey, yeah, they'll get in their little arguments and debates there, but I mean, again, it's fine. Yeah, they don't do a ton when it comes to politics, but they do enough. There's nothing else. Maybe Brett Baer a little bit. I mean, News Nation's doing a fairly decent job, but for most people out there, they're scrolling on Instagram, they're scrolling on X, and their algorithms are pushing out the propaganda that they want you to hear. This is how we end up with Joe Biden. Okay, one quick note as well. I'm going to give kudos to Donald Trump, who actually put out a tweet yesterday and basically saying, yeah, okay, who was behind all this? It wasn't Joe Biden. Joe Biden wasn't behind open borders. It was his people. It was the people that were running the show. Again, I got criticized, when I was on Fox News, when everybody was, all the right-wingers, I got to impeach Mayorkas. I'm like, impeach Mayorkas? They're just going to replace him with another guy that just follows orders from whoever is giving the orders at that point in time. And it is my wish, that people's eyes will open up. I've often talked about Plato's Cave. Plato's Cave, people spending their entire lives tied to a chair, looking at shadows on the wall. Looking at shadows on the wall, and those shadows on the wall are, their reality, rather than turning around and looking into the light. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.